Welcome to Startin' Drama, the first video vlog of the year. I'm with my guest, Luke Stoltz, for the first time. But before we get started with this video vlog, Luke Stoltz has a sponsor for us.
So we are sponsored this week. Week 1 is actually sponsored by Heart of Man. So we appreciate the sponsor for this week and him donating to the group. So it's nice.
Wow, that's great. Go see Heart of Man. It's good film. It'll really help with someone's wine addiction and pretentiousness. This video vlog, Startin' Drama. We're going to start off great with, since we just recently had the draft, everyone wants us to give draft grades. But before we get started with that, we're going to grade the people. We're going to grade you on who you are and how you are of a person. So we're going to go with the first pick of the draft. And the first person of the draft, Ben Pompelli. I'll give it first to my co-host here, Luke Stoltz. Grade Ben Pompelli on his person.
So Ben is a person. I'd say, all of us, Caleb, have strengths and flaws. Ben comes in higher than his fantasy team. His fantasy team's on the lower end. We'll give Ben a solid B-.
Wow, B-.
B for Ben. Care to comment?
Wow. Any attributes that attribute to that grade?
Wow, that's a mouthful there.
Yeah.
I would say that Ben is a very loving person.
Wow.
He would take the shirt off your back and use it
That's
for
true.
himself.
That is true.
But at the same time, he does have redeeming qualities. He's extremely lucky, hence the first pick of the draft, and also lucking into a fantasy win last year.
F.E. Matt Stafford.
Yeah, exactly. But Ben still is a great person. We love you, Ben. Just playing with you.
Wow. It's hard to top that evaluation. I haven't known Ben as long, so he has had less time to let me down as much.
Oh, yeah, interesting.
So I'm going to one-up you and give Ben a solid B, not a B-, because, but who knows, throughout life he could definitely catch up and go a little lower.
That one's for Grandma for stopping her toilet and making her unstop herself. So,
that's
appreciate that, Ben. Yeah.
Pretty rough. Who do you got second on the list of grading people?
So second on the list is the person that I do not know and have not met. I think his name is either Tristan or Terrence.
It's Tristan.
Tristan. So Caleb, I'd give Tristan at least a B+.
Wow, that's good.
I hear he's quite a tennis player.
Well, yeah, when you don't know people, it's pretty solid. I've known Tristan for about the half of the summer.
Oh, good.
Didn't have to live with him or anything like that.
Right.
So he really, really hasn't gotten my way at all. And that's what I like about people is you just stay to yourself and don't talk to me. So I'll give him the first A of the day.
A for Tristan.
A for Tristan.
Tristan, I'll bump you up to an A, actually.
Wow.
So only
That's
downhill
trust.
to go from here.
Wow.
So it's on you, Tristan. Third in the draft was actually Luke Stoltz.
Wow, it's big. This is a big pick.
I'll let you go first.
Okay, how would I evaluate Luke Stoltz? He's had my back through thick and thin. He's a solid dude. I don't like to stand next to him. It's never a good look for me. Maybe a little on height, but other than that, it's not good. I like to be the good-looking person in the room, and when I stand next to Luke Stoltz, it's always, pretty humbling, and I don't like to be humble either, so that's never good. And so I'm going to give Luke Stoltz a solid D+.
Yeah, that guy is D for dick. I'll tell you that much. Big old douchebag there. D- coming from here. Fourth pick of the draft is actually, we're going to swing it back over to the other side of the room, is Caleb the Big Cat himself.
Wow.
So Caleb also has had my back for a while. Could choke me out at any moment, along with anyone else in the group. Caleb, I'd say I'd give him a solid D+.
Wow, that's good. That's good.
Also for dick and douchebag.
Wow,
So
yeah, I'll take that.
He will take that. He loves taking the dick.
I will take that.
Yes.
I'm going to, break it down a little further. I expect nothing from him at all.
That's good.
So
That's good.
I'm just going to give that a big old first F of the day.
Yeah, low expectations and low results.
F for F, you guys. So,
yeah.
All right.
Number 5 actually coming in is Gideon. Gideon Meisner.
The Meisner. Yeah, what can you say about that kid?
He's tall. He's Gideon.
He thinks he's going to run point. It's a terrible decision.
Okay.
He doesn't like to rebound.
All right.
So that's my major.
But does he shoot less than his brother?
Ooh, wow, that's big. That's big. I think it makes him look better because he doesn't.
Okay.
So that's a big deal.
That's,
and he chose a better friend group than his brother did.
True.
And I'm just referencing his brother a lot because I'm sure he's not tired of it yet.
He is Gabe Meisner's brother, right?
Gabe Meisner's brother.
Okay.
That's how I know him. So
I know him as Gideon as Gabe's brother.
I'm just going to give him a solid average, a solid C.
A C, okay. Gideon, I've talked to you probably 3 times. So 3 equals C, so you get a C.
Wow, that's big. Next on the draft board.
Who was 6? I think it was either Eric or Evan. I think it was Eric.
It was Evan.
Evan was 6, okay.
Evan was 6.
Gunner himself.
Wow.
You got any comments for Gunner?
Wow, he did set up the league, so I'm proud of him for that. He took a big part of it, so that's always solid. It's good to have established person who, for some reason, is about to have a child.
Ooh, man.
Whoever
does that add or take away from him?
Well, we know he doesn't like protection.
Oh, well.
If this was a league where we had to have an offensive line, he would be effed. That's because he doesn't.
Make it tough on his backs.
Yeah, so he drafted those running backs early, but we know no one's going to block for him.
That's true.
Those swimmers are going to swim right through the hole.
Swimmer's going to swim.
All right, so
I will say I think that it does add to him to have a child because it's literally adding a person.
Wow, that's big.
That's deep.
So I'm going to keep him in the range as well and give him a solid B. A solid B for Evan Track Daddy.
I'll give him a B- with room for improvement.
Wow, okay, great.
Now we swing back to EJ, Eric Johnson himself. Little known fact, this was supposed to be Eric doing this vlog, not myself.
Wow.
So here I am. I think that I really add to this podcast what he would have taken away.
Right, I would definitely agree. He's busy,
right,
doing power rankings and adding the people to
What was he doing last you saw him? Sitting, right?
Yeah, he was sitting.
Okay, yeah.
He was sitting on his computer doing something. I don't know what he was doing important.
I think he was reading imaginary draft grades.
Well, yeah, I think he was in his private browser. So we'll see. I can't go back and look at that. So, someone's trying to FaceTime me right now. It's not important. I'm ignoring it. It's my wife.
That's fine.
Not important. But, I'll keep him in the same level playing field as Evan. We know Evan contributes a little bit more to this to the whole league in general because Eric backed out on the podcast, so I'll bump him down a little lower and give him a C+.
Eric, I've always said it, he's not necessarily one to come out and say a lot, but when he does, you better listen. And Eric's telling me that he's not going to speak because he's not going to do this vlog.
Wow.
C-.
That's big. 7. Who's 7th in the group?
That was Connor. Mr. Fulkerson himself. Sylvania's finest. So Connor, roommate of mine several times, known him for a while. Connor's got a pretty solid list of attributes. He does. He is a friend of many. He has spent actually $7,300 on groomsmen attire just this past summer.
Wow. I think it's a tax write-off, though.
I have hope for his sake it is.
He's good with numbers. He's in the accounting game. So I think he's playing us a fool, and he's getting some write-offs.
He might be.
Through his life. He's swinging around to charity.
And for that, my highest grade of the day, B+.
Wow, that's big. I'm pretty sure you gave someone an A, but it's okay. We'll
get higher than B+.
You can't get higher than a B+. So, I'm thankful for the guy. He can be shady, so, you can't give him an A, so we'll give him a solid B.
No.
Solid B.
8th. Any idea who 8th was?
Who cares?
All right, so 9th. Reeves?
I
think 8th was Reeves.
I think 8 was Reeves.
Reeves! Michael Reeves. Was he the latest edition, or was that, Travante?
Velody replacement, and we'll call him, Yeah,
so Reeves. Reeves, best photographer I've ever met, and also just a heck of a guy,
Yeah, I like him.
Okay, well, there's Reeves. Makes me feel bad about myself because he's too nice. C+.
Yeah, everyone can say that about me, so yeah, I'll give him a solid C+ as well.
So, suck it, Reeves. Yep. 9. Number 9 was...
Patrick?
Patrick!
Is that his name Patrick?
It's Patrick. So Patrick, I've also met him once. Seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah.
I liked his demeanor,
He didn't say one word to me, and I find that
That's a big plus for you.
That's a big plus.
Yeah.
He didn't make eye contact. He didn't say hey. He didn't introduce himself. So for that, I'm going to give him the highest grade I'll probably give all day, and that's an A+.
A+. Wow. It's hard to get higher than that.
It's hard to get higher.
Well, the only thing Caleb loves hearing more than himself is himself. So that is true. If you're not speaking to him, he's happy.
Amen.
There it is. So, Patrick, you got a Q.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. 10th pick in the draft was
I know 11 and 12. 10th was not Tiz, not Brad.
Who are we missing?
Somebody.
Did we do Connor early?
We did. No, Connor was 7. 10, Tristan, Michael, Patrick, Gideon, Tisver. Not sure who 10 was. Okay, well.
Okay. 11.
11th was Brad.
B-Rad. I like the guy.
From Malibu.
Wow, I did not know that.
Chapstick.
I don't think anyone likes Brad Nolan as much as me.
Okay.
There might be some false accusations out there between our relationship.
That's a fact.
It's because we're so tight that people don't understand. So because of that, I'm going to give Brad Nolan a solid B+.
And Caleb is a suck-up, as we all know, giving out the B+. Brad did pick up the Indies, and that made me love him more than my wife for a moment.
Wow, I'm gonna throw it up A-. I forgot about that.
So Indies alone gives him an A in my books. So my third highest grade of the day had an A. And then 12th, bringing us home, is Alex Tisver, and I don't know who we forgot at 10th, but Tisver coming in at 12. Had the AP jersey on, did not draft AP or any Vikings players that I remember. Kind of makes me think he's a phony.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really back myself up with that.
But he will, he'll shoot you.
He will.
With his gun. So,
yeah.
A+. Well done, Tiz.
I'm not black, so I'm not scared.
You're safe, okay.
I'm pretty safe in that aspect. So, because of that, I'll speak my mind. I'll backtrack. He gave me the opportunity to be the 4th pick by taking those last picks.
That's true.
So I think I got to throw him a bone for this one and give them a D.
A D, yeah. So you're going to give him the bone, yeah.
I'll give him the solid
we'll visit
D.
that again.
Solid D. So now we'll get to the reels of it and get into the actual draft grades.
We'll just go through the order this way. So
okay, top of the list we have the Black Panthers. Who other than Evan Shackleton?
Slightly problematic name, but we're just gonna get right to it. Tiz hates it. Okay. So obviously this grading is on a scale of B to C, A to F, and so forth.
Right.
So Evan, we'll just go through a quick recap of his team. QB1, Cam Newton, Melvin Gordon, Ezekiel Elliott, Michael Crabtree, Emmanuel Sanders, Hunter Henry, Ty Montgomery, Falcons defense, Stephen Hauschka, Rob Kelly, Adam Thielen, Darren McFadden, Corey Coleman, Wendell Smallwood, and Taylor Gabriel.
This isn't as important as the people grades, these draft grades.
Correct.
So we will break this down with the broad spectrum.
Right.
So I did have hope that Zeke Elliott's suspension would get knocked down a bit.
Correct.
Until Evan Shackleton drafted him.
Fact.
Now he is bound to get the 6 games.
Okay.
So because of that, draft grade, I'm going to give old Shaq Daddy a C-.
There you go, C-. So Cam Newton, decent quarterback. Not very high on Melvin Gordon, actually. I think he was super touchdown dependent last year, and I don't think that can be upheld. Ezekiel Elliott's not even there. Emmanuel Sanders is a wide receiver, too. Kind of sucks. Hunter Henry. Ty Montgomery's not even a running back. So, solid team. Fringe playoff. I'll give him a C. C+. I'll give him a C+. Next, we're going to go slot shaming Caleb Elliott.
Shaming.
Quick recap. Drew Brees, Crowell, Gillisley, Julio Jones, Des Bryant, Delaney Walker, Jonathan Stewart, Steelers D, Mason Crosby, Martellus Bennett, Deshaun Jackson, Chris Hogan, Jeremy Hill, Carson Palmer, DeAndre Washington.
Big pickup. Chris Hogan had to throw in a white guy receiver there.
Got to have the white guy for the Patriots.
I'm pretty sure it's inactive roster if you don't have a white guy receiver because I think there are 12 in the league.
Correct.
So if you don't complete that void,
it's actually a slot instead of flex. It's slot.
Right. So,
and we're not slot shaming here.
Yeah, we're not. So I went heavy on receivers. Exit out Dez. It's going to be his breakout season this year. I think people are going to hear about that Dez Bryant guy.
Okay.
Because he's quiet, but I think he'll break out this year. Hit Gillislee. He scored 8 touchdowns last year behind Shady McCoy. People may hate on him. I went with old Bill Belichick. He's going to cheat his way to get Gillislee as many touches as possible.
That's true.
So,
you grade yourself?
I'll grade myself. I'll just go with the C and just
give him a C. Okay.
I'm average.
Definitely high-end wide receivers, high-end quarterback with Drew Brees. The running backs are pretty good. You're not going to find any complaints. They're solid throughout.
That's generous.
They're not above average by any means, but they're not below average. Jonathan Stewart as a flex could use some work, but he's got other good players on the bench he could throw in there. Give him a B-, slightly above. Wow, slightly above Shaq.
Wow, that's big.
Number 3, Connor Fulkerson, Sylvania's finest.
Same name since '93.
That's right. Matt Stafford, Devontae Freeman, Todd Gurley, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, Eric Ebron, Amir Abdullah, Bills D, Sebastian Janikowski, Doug Martin, Pierre Garçon, Dante Moncrief, Ted Ginn Jr., Darren Sproles, Shane Vereen. So I would say with Connor's team, definitely waited late for the quarterback, which is a fair play. Got Matt Stafford, who was a top 10 guy last year. Cost him. Got some high-end players. I found myself a lot of times Connor would take the player that I was going to take next. So
the muscle hamster.
Obviously, I agree with him on a lot of things.
Got me.
High-end running backs. Todd Gurley could be a bust. Could end up being good. We'll see how it goes.
Bounce back, maybe.
Right. Solid receivers with Cooper and Allen.
Yeah.
Just solid all around. I'd say there's a very high floor for Connor with the potential for a high ceiling. So I'd have to give Connor actually a B+. I thought that he had a pretty solid draft.
Wow. I can't. Yeah, I think you stole the words right out of my mouth. So I'm just going to agree with that whole process because I'm running out of breath.
There you go. Okay. Ben, who is now the all-time Tier 2 champion, is his name.
Wow.
Not to brag. Marcus Mariota, David Johnson for now. Carlos Hyde, Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall, Jordan Reed, C.J. Anderson, Texans D, Dustin Hopkins, Jeremy Maclin, Theo Riddick, Sterling Shepard, James White, Julius Thomas, and Zay Jones.
Wow.
Caleb?
You still owe me $13, you dick.
There's that.
All-time Tier 2 champion, yeah, whatever. Alshon Jeffrey in the 3rd round. He's going to snap his leg, and he's got a ginger thrown to him. That's never a good sign.
Not a good sign.
Carlos Hyde, I thought when he took him, I was like, wow, 2nd round. But it was 24th pick. We'll see if he stays healthy. The team's built on glass. It's built on glass, but like you said in the person breakdowns, luck.
It's all he needs.
It's a big factor. I'm shocked he didn't have Andrew Luck. You stole it from him because that was his number 1 draft pick.
So let me, real quick, Marcus Mariota broke his leg last year. Carlos Hyde was injured for several games. Alshon Jeffrey injured for several games. Brandon Marshall's already questionable. Jordan Reed is 1 concussion away from retirement. So we are walking the tightrope. Made of glass.
But that luck factor is big, and it's what, Kerry's been throughout life. So because of that luck, I'm going to give him an A.
Well, all right.
It just skyrockets. It cancels everything out.
So draft grade, I would give Ben a C, and I think he still wins the league.
Wow,
so he'll come in the playoffs at 6th and win. So there's that. Brad Nolan, the Mel Gibson Horse Hunters.
Wow.
Prescott, Mark Ingram, Jaquiz Rogers, Jordy Nelson, Terrell Pryor Sr., Rob Gronkowski, Sammy Watkins, Panthers defense, Steven Gostkowski, Frank Gore, Derrick Henry, Crowder, Matthews, Johnson Jr., and Anderson.
We are the first matchup of the week, and so because of that, I'm going to give Brad a solid high grade on the whole draft, so I don't look as bad.
Okay.
Because, that's what I care about. And so, he
completely unbiased.
Completely unbiased. He was making solid picks throughout the whole day, and so we're going to give him an A as well. I'm throwing out A's like it's my job.
So I will include that Brad did come over to me about the 8th or 9th round and say, I really screwed this up. I think that I'm going to be in the loser's bracket. So for what that's worth, that did happen. Dak Prescott late was a good addition. The receivers look all right. Jordy Nelson, Terrell Pryor, pretty solid upside there. Mark Ingram, Jaquiz Rogers, and Frank Gore. Nothing to shout about, but they're going to score you a decent amount of points. Pretty average. They have a low floor, similar to Connor's team, I think. Slightly less upside. That doesn't mean they can't be good in the playoffs, even a contender, but I don't think they have quite the upside of some other teams, but a low floor. So I will give him a B-.
Wow, that's big.
Yep. Next, we're going Tisver, Inglorious Bradfords.
Didn't even draft him.
Very creative,
Great
though.
name.
Russell Wilson, Jay Ajayi, Joe Mixon, the woman beater, Michael Thomas, Demaryius Thomas, Kyle Rudolph, Devontae Adams, Broncos defense, Cairo Santos, John Brown, Paul Perkins, Phillip Rivers, Jason Witten, CJ Procise, and Kenny Stills.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna grade Tiz on his cojones, his huevos, and making the first wild thing and moving that number 4 pick to taking the last pick.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more of a character guy than actual pick guy. You know.
So Joe Mixon is good for you.
Absolutely.
High character guy.
I love the pick of Joe
High
Mixon.
character.
That's my circle that one on the depth charts, baby.
John Brown with the sickle cell.
He's going to be swinging his way to the end of the year, you know.
Right.
Joe
Real
Mixon,
fighter.
I hear Joe Mixon has a great stiff arm.
That's what I hear.
So because
Smash
of that,
Jackson.
you know, I'm going to keep the trend at positivity and give Tiz an A as well.
Wow. Everyone is great in Caleb's eyes.
Yeah.
So Joe Mixon by end of year could be pretty solid, but we do know that the coach for the Bengals kind of hates on rookies for whatever reason. Russell Wilson.
Wow, hidden gem. Can you tell us what insight you got from that report?
So actually, I'm good friends with the coach myself. He slid me a little DM on the old Tweetster.
Wow, that's big.
So Russell Wilson can be really good against bad teams, average against good teams. Jay Ajayi could be good. Got all smoking Jay Cuddy throwing it to him. And he does. Receivers are solid. Pretty solid team. I'll give Tiz a B.
Wow, that's
just a
generous.
solid B. I think it's a pretty solid team. Okay. All right. Team Ozier, a.k.a. Tristan Nosek. Little mistaken identity here, it seems like.
It is. You know, I like Tristan's team a lot. He got Matty Ice a little late. He didn't have to make a decision a second pick. The decision is made for you when you have the second pick. Whoever takes vice versa of Le'Veon or David Johnson, you're going to take the other one. So we all understand that. Got Brandon Cooks, pretty solid. Hopefully Eifert stays healthy. Doug Baldwin a little late. I'm high on Tristan's team. I think he'll be all right. Four tails, split carries. Eric Decker, he's a possession guy. He got the white guy receiver.
Yep.
That I'm saying, you know, I really, really like Tristan's team. So because of that, I'm going to give him a solid C minus.
Oh, perfect. C minus. Wow. Really going away from that A there.
Yeah, I like his team.
I like his team. He's got a lot of high upside, not a lot of depth. If he gets any injuries, then he may be screwed. But at the top end, like his team a lot. The lack of depth is going to hurt him. We're going to give him a C.
Wow, solid.
Yeah, better than your grade, though.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I'm the nice guy here. Michael Reeves, a.k.a. the Crawlster.
Wow, R.I.P.
So
we didn't have Natty Light at the draft, so he didn't come.
Yeah.
Natty Light and Four Loko.
We told him no Four Loko. He said, I'm out. I'm going to the lake where I can drink all the Four Loko I want.
Sending dirty snaps to Connor at 2 a.m.
Yeah. Anyway, so pretty solid team, it looks like. Blau Powell is the RB2. Could be decent. I'm not a huge Jets fan because they suck, but he could end up being decent. AJ Green, if DeAndre Hopkins returns to form, he's got some studs there.
Yeah, Jets going into the first source of tanking. Throw in the little nugget. If I lose first week, start giving me those draft picks for next year. Because you can pick whoever you want on my roster. Just give me your first, second, and third next year. I'm just racking up picks. I'm more have a little Danny Ainge in me than Eric does, so we'll see how that goes.
I think that we're looking at a pretty solid team here. You got the Seahawks defense, reach for the defense a little early. Awesome defense in the NFL, pretty good defense in fantasy. Jimmy Graham, I think, is going to have a breakout year. I like his team. I'll give him a B minus, maybe a B.
B minus. He went with the Leonard Fournette pick. You know, everyone, the running backs coming out that you always take a risk on the rookie running back.
High workload.
Yeah, it works.
Blake Bortles sucks.
He does suck, you know, so solid. Let's hope he can remember the plays of handing off right, left, or pitch, or actual handoff.
Right.
That's big. So, yeah, I'll give Reeves a solid C+.
Perfect, C+. Moving right along, Team Johnson, Eric Johnson. You're going to get fined if you don't change your team name, just FYI.
Fine, throw it in the pot.
Throw it in the pot.
The Paul Fine bucket.
Perfect. So, went running back heavy, definitely at the beginning. Got Shady McCoy, Jordan Howard, and Marshawn Lynch as his first 3 picks. Was able to wait late and get Jameis Winston, who could be pretty good. Has some interception problems, but is a pretty solid quarterback. Got a lot of good weapons.
Do you watch Hard Knocks?
Yeah, there you go. Receivers are, they're meh. Martavis Bryant could be good. He's kind of a boom-bust kind of guy. There's a lot of mouths to feed there in Pittsburgh. So he could be solid. I think I'd like him better as a wide receiver, too, than as his top guy. Stephon Diggs is his next best guy.
It's the Vikings.
Sam Bradford throws about 0.2 yards per reception.
So having a deep threat, we like Stephon Diggs.
We don't like the Vikings offense.
Right, correct. So if you're a deep threat, but your quarterback throws the ball less than 10 yards, it's kind of a problem. So that's
as a whole, I like Eric's team minus the receivers. Don't like the receivers, really like the other positions. I'll give him similar draft strategy as Evan. I'll give him both a C+. I'll stay consistent there.
Wow. Yeah, I like the running backs. You know, it's Shady McCoy had him last year. I got him later because he had the last down year when he was at the Eagles. So people weren't as high on him. So it's a little bit of a steal. Now everyone's on the uptick of him.
A little humble brag here from Caleb.
Little uptick. You know, you can't have the team I had last year.
Right.
So
the one that lost.
You know, yeah, I did. luck of the Irish. Ben guy. So I'm gonna give Eric a solid A-.
A-. Wow.
Stay
solid team there. All right, so Gideon Meisner got Tom Brady, LeGarrette Blount, Lamar Miller, Odell Beckham, T.Y. Hilton, Greg Olsen, Jarvis Landry, Vikings defense, and some other people. Doesn't really matter. Did take a late flyer on Willie Snead, who is suspended. So fine.
What are you going to do?
So running backs are average. Lamar Miller could be decent. LeGarrette Blount, I'm not huge on, but it's fine. Tom Brady's going to be a beast. Odell Beckham and T.Y. Hilton, some pretty star-studded wide receivers there if Andrew Luck can get healthy.
LeGarrette's performance will definitely be based on the ganja in Philly.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
I think that's where he had his breakout in New England.
Boston's got good kush.
Compared to Pittsburgh, I think Boston is a little bit better on the kush train. So
there you go.
It's a plus for him. So we'll find out about the underground places of Philly and see how that turns out for him. Going back into a Pennsylvania state, so we'll see how it turns out.
So, yeah, LeGarrette Blount's definitely going to depend on the kush there. That's a fact. Like the receivers and quarterback, running backs could use some work, but that's okay. I'll give him a C.
Wow, that's big. I'm going to echo that echo of your echo and give him a C as well.
Wow. All right, so I think that's everyone but me. So let me go to my team.
But not last.
Didn't realize I wasn't on the list because it was my team. All right, so got Derek Carr, Kareem Hunt, Dalvin Cook, Antonio Brown, Tyreek Hill, Zach Ertz, Kelvin Benjamin, Rams defense, Chris Boswell, Devontae Parker, Terrence West, Marvin Jones, Jamal Charles, Kenny Galladay, and Andrew Luck.
Wow. You know, I like the team. I like it. Andrew Luck a little early for my liking, but we know last year you took him quite early. And
Brady.
You took Brady.
That's
and you know,
and then traded him and flipped him for David Johnson.
That's the humble brag of Luke Stoltz. He had a one.
Sorry, Brad.
So it great. We were all very thankful of the terror you were coming with a vengeance, and we put a little rain on your parade, but it was scary. So let's hope that you're just a consistent mediocre throughout this year, instead of starting 1-5 and coming back with a little terror of
just consistently suck.
Yeah, just
that's nice.
Consistently be that 6-6, 7-7 we want, where you can win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. That would be great.
Perfect. Yeah. I'll give myself a D, but nowhere to go but up.
Wow. Yeah. So I'll stay in that consistent range and give you the solid C.
Beautiful.
But we do know that the divisions are washed. And that's where we can, as my guest host being here today, we can come at you 100%, being on the same side of this and saying that is the collusion that's happening. It's not any trades that'll be obvious collusion. The collusion is the construction of these so-called divisions where two top-tier players, and give Ben his due, the luckiest player in the league, that's no fun to play against, and Brad Nolan as well. So we have a solid 4 where we each have to play each other twice. And, it's not fair, not being able to play people that we don't know them as people. So we do know, because we don't know them as people, that they aren't good. So that's big.
So over or under 16.5 trades in our division.
In our division.
Between the 4 teams, 16.5 trades.
I'm going to have to go under that.
I'm going over all
He's
day.
Going over on the 16.
Ben will get 8 at least.
8 trades. I did make 2 with him personally.
I made 3 with him and 2 with Brad. So
wow,
that's just all our division.
All I needed was a trade from Ben. You know? I will say that Ben did beat me in the finals, but the reason I was in the finals was because of Ben.
It's true.
Because of the trade he gave me. So
there you go.
You know, you can flip back and forth on how that happens.
Yeah.
So as we end, we'll end with you being the guest host. What is your Stone Cold Lock winner of the week and Stone Cold Lock at life of the week? Okay. And you can't choose your own matchup.
Oh, okay. So my lock to win this week.
This upcoming week.
Upcoming week. So the matchups I can pull up real quick. I am playing Ben. Eric is playing Patrick. Tristan, Terrence, whatever that guy's name is playing Evan. Gabe is playing Connor. And Tiz is playing Michael. Caleb is playing Brad.
Wow, that's big.
I would say my lock this week is for Gabe Meisner to go down to Connor. I know it's not Gabe. It's fine. Wow. Connor is going to come out banging. Got my highest draft grade, you know. Just a little intel. Nobody's listening but us. Whatever draft grade I gave you, just bump it up a letter. I was a little low on you guys. So we'll give Connor the A+ instead of the B+. I think Connor's going to come out hot, get the victory early. My lock here at life.
Wow, this is what's really important.
Man, that's tough. I'm going to go with old Terrence over here. I think that Terrence, the late addition to the league, is a great addition.
Wow.
I think that he's doing great things.
Didn't even grace us with his presence.
Right.
I like it. Power move.
Tyrone's a heck of a player. He's a heck of a person. I really think that Terrence is just going to take this, go to the championship of life. We're all winners here.
That's right. Well, we will see you guys next week. The guest host for next week, the fill-in, will be TBD.
Wow.
And we will go through each week, hopefully, with each one of you and get a little player profile. Thank you, Luke Stoltz, for being my first player profile of this vlog that was pushed on me because no one wanted to do a podcast with me. Understandable. We will see you guys next week. Remember, Heart of Man in whatever theater that, you know, people smoke weed and drink wine in. See ya.